Joining me from Dubai is Anis Sajan, the owner of a T10 team, and we are also joined by Arjun Singh, who is a Chennai fan. Chennai is playing the later match tonight. We will also be joined by two fans of the two IPL teams, Bangalore. Rishabh joins me for his version on Bangalore and Ronak for Rajasthan. Anis, to you first, what is it that Rajasthan needs to do tonight, to get those 2 points on the table and move up on the table, because 2 more points means that they can upstage Kolkata Knight Riders?
Hi, Rika. The first thing I believe what Rajasthan needs to do is to fix their batting right. It has all started in the third game when Smith probably tried to play some audacious shot against Cummins. We all know Smith is the type of player who likes to take singles and doubles. So that's what he needs to hold one end up. I would prefer that Smith comes at number 3, that is Butler and Sampson come in the top, followed by Smith, because Smith can hold one end up, and then the finishing job to be given to Stokes and Tevetia. So it's the batting which that needs to be fixed by RR. The bowling seems to be okay. They have been keeping teams to a lower target, but unfortunately they are not able to chase. It's been twice.
Right. I'll take that question to Ronak, who is a Rajasthan Royals fan. Ronak, well, Anis is saying that bowling seems to have done well, but bowling has primarily revolved around Jofra Archer. Would you say the problem also lies with him not having a support cast?
Well, yes, in the first few matches, he didn't have quite a support cast where Tom Curran wasn't performing and Ankit Rajput wasn't performing. But I think in the last few matches, we've had good performances from Jaydev Unadkat. Kartik Tyagi has bowled really well. So in terms of bowling, I'm not too much concerned, because we have restricted even Delhi Capitals to a score of 160. Considering the batting lineup that they have, it's a very good total to restrict them. I totally agree with Anis that batting is the biggest problem, and Steve Smith, he just needs to play an anchor innings role. Even if he scores like 30-40 runs of 30 balls at a strike rate of 100-110, that should be enough, because there are a lot of hitters around him like Stokes, Butter, who can up the strike rate. So he needs to play that anchor role and take it slow if needed, and allow the other batsmen to at least strike at a higher strike rate.
Arjun, thank you very much for joining me on the broadcast. Once again, you are shining in that yellow jersey. Clearly, we are aware of your allegiances, but when we talk about the first match today between Rajasthan Royals and Bangalore, who would your pick be?
Mine would probably be Bangalore, because they have had much better season than Rajasthan, who I think have only scored like 4-6 points.
Right. Anis, coming back to you, in the Bangalore side, they have had a strange dilemma in the last match. They sent AB de Villiers down the order because perhaps the matchup said that if he was sent up the order, he would have to face leg spinners. But given, that controversy that happened in the last game, and after which even Virat Kohli clarified, would you say that they won't be wary of sending him out against likes of Shreyas Gopal, Rahul Tewatia, or maybe Mayank Markande?
Rika, I don't see it as a controversy. I would call it as a brain freeze by the coach or the captain who has taken this decision to hold back AB de Villiers. Now, I'm sure all the panelists or anybody, even my wife probably are asking what is de Villiers doing in the dugout when you have him to come at bat for. And mind you, in the earlier games against Kolkata, at that same ground, he was the only person to hit 77 runs of just 33 balls.
Right.
And you are trying to protect him or shield him from leg spinners. Come on, you're going to have leg spinners in every game. He'd rather go and take the challenge and take on the leg spinners. In fact, the leg spinners might go and announce, I kept AB de Villiers in the hunt. And he did not come on to bat out of fear. That was a ridiculous decision.
Right. Anis, do stay on. Ronak and Arjun, we have a little more to discuss. Now, it's Delhi versus Chennai at 7:30 p.m. tonight. Since pulling off a super over heist against Punjab in their opening game, the Delhi Capitals have shown an indomitable spirit. On Saturday evening, which is today evening, they will be facing the Chennai Super Kings, who after numerous permutations and combinations finally seem to have figured out their best 11. The side that played their last game against Hyderabad had 7 bowling options, while boasting a batting lineup with no tail whatsoever. So that's the matchup coming your way at 7:30 p.m.
Yeah, things are looking good at this stage of the season. You know, I'm never one to try and look too far ahead because I know how quickly the IPL can turn around. You know, we've seen teams in the past be, 6 wins from their first 6 games and then not go on to make the playoffs. So, no, we'll keep a lid on things. You know, I still think, we're 6 wins from 8 games, but probably haven't played our best cricket just yet either. So, as I said, once we get those guys back and fit, one thing I've been telling the boys right from the start of this tournament is that I want us playing our best cricket in the back half of the tournament, not necessarily in the front half of the tournament. And so we'll keep working towards that. We'll keep working towards the perfect game. But right now, there's a really good feel around the group. And when you have a good feel and a good environment, I think you tend to win a lot of games. So we'll keep focusing on that, making sure that our planning and preparation is good, and so what results come our way. Yeah, the bowling group have been outstanding, and I'm not surprised by it, to be honest. I mean, we know how good Rabada is. We knew when we brought Ashwin into the Delhi Capitals what sort of an impact he could potentially have on an IPL tournament for us. Akshar Patel's the other one that sort of sneaks under the radar all the time. He just does his job every game, and he's just such a consistent performer for us. And because we've had, even the games that Mishra played, he did a great job as well. So because we've had those standout performers, we've been able to give a lot of our Indian fast bowlers a game or 2 games here and there. We had Avesh played one, Ishant played one, Harshal played a few, Tushar obviously debuted last night. So we've been able to almost experiment a little bit with our Indian fast bowlers and see which one we think is going to be the best for us going forward. So I was delighted to see Tushar get his chance last night and pick up a big wicket of Ben Stokes and then have to bowl the last over under pressure. That was a great learning experience for him. So as I said, I'm not surprised by what the bowling group has done, and I keep reminding him of that at some stage I'm going to tell them that I am a little bit surprised when they do something extra special, but just yet they're just doing what I expect and what the team expect of them to do.
Chennai's a much older group, so I've obviously played or watched these guys most of my career, so it's amazing for me to almost a bit shocked when I walk in the dressing room now and again to see the guys I'm playing with, so it's really good. Obviously watched MS most of my career, and it's been great for me to play under such a legend of the game and keep learning from him, and hopefully I can keep picking his brains for the rest of the tournament.
Well, young boys playing with the legends of the game, Sam Curran, who's in the squad with MS Dhoni, and the other night Tushar Deshpande, after taking those 2 last over wickets, was definitely the toast of the town. Well, let me go back to Arjun. Arjun, in India, Delhi and Chennai are thousands of miles apart, but in Dubai they seem to be staying quite close. How do you think that plays out for the teams?
Yeah, the teams stay very close to each other, and they have the world's tallest building, Burj Khalifa, right in between them. Well, one of the teams is at the top, the other is at the bottom, and we all know which team is at the bottom.
Right.
So for Chennai Super Kings to get to the top, they are going to need to win this match, and then it will be an easy elevator ride up to the 163rd floor. But if they lose, they are going to have to go by the stairs. And not to be offensive, but they are pretty old.
Yes. They need someone like you. Anis, coming to you, opening with Sam Curran, a fresh approach for them. MS Dhoni coming in at number 5.
Yes, it was a good call, because it paid off, but they had to do something different. They had been stubborn about sending Duplessis and Watson. And now with Sam Curran coming in, they are making use of the power play. It's the power play which has always hurt CSK when they have been batting. So Sam Curran is going with that fearless approach, and the left and right combination also does help in this scenario. So it's a good call taken by CSK, and I'm sure it will give them dividends in the future too.
Right. Arjun, I understand you have been to the Sharjah Stadium. Any tips from you for the Chennai captain?
Yes, I have been to the Sharjah Stadium, and I've also been in the middle of it. And coming from a 9-year-old, that stadium is small. And I'm also small. So it must be pretty small. So we have seen teams score 200 and we have also seen teams chase 200.
Right.
So I really think CSK should change their squad to a squad that has better batting and better bowling. So I have the squad, my playing 11 right with me right now.
Okay, come with your playing 11. Yes, tell me, what's your playing 11?
Okay, so it's Sam Curran, Faf, Duplessis, Watson, Ambati, Dhoni, Jadeja, Jadhav, Karn, Bravo, Thakur and Chahar.
Fabulous.
And in that team, they have 4 overseas players. They have 5 pace bowlers.
Right.
3 spinners.
Right.
And 9 really good batsmen.
Okay.
And I don't know if they're going to pick that team or not.
I hope MS Dhoni is listening. I hope MS Dhoni is listening to your suggestion. But do hold on. We have a lot more to talk to you about. Meanwhile, this is for the viewers. If you have questions for our experts, tweet to us at Cricket NDTV and #TurningPoint. We shall pick the best ones and get you the answers on Turning Point.